Hey guys, what's going on? Anthony here with Pistons Talk. Hope you guys are having a great morning so far. In today's video, wanted to go over this PistonPowered.com article about a Bojan Bogdanovic trade. It does involve your Detroit Pistons and the Phoenix Suns. We're going to go over it and what I think about it, and do I think this move makes sense for both the Detroit Pistons and the Phoenix Suns. Let's get into it. So this is the trade package Piston Powered did come up with. The Pistons would get Cameron Johnson, Jae Crowder, and Phoenix's 2023 first-round pick in exchange for Bojan Bogdanovic. So what we're going to do is we're going to go look at Cameron Johnson's salary. We're going to go look at Jae Crowder's salary, and we'll give you guys an idea of where that 2023 first-round pick currently is. So let's go over to Cameron Johnson's salary. Cameron Johnson's contract. So as you guys can see, this season in 2022, he's making $5.8 million. He's currently 26 years old. Next season, he does have a qualifying offer for $8 million. But what I do want to say about that is he was offered a contract extension from Phoenix this year at more than the $8 million. And he did decide to reject it. So this is what you have to think if you're the Detroit Pistons in the back of your mind. This guy does want to get paid eventually. Do you think he's a player that you can offer a 5-year contract? So that's just something to keep in mind. But to me, I think if you were to trade Bojan for Phoenix, Cameron Johnson would definitely be the main selling point. Do you feel like he can fit your core long term? Do you think that he's not too old for your nucleus to grow with Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart and Killian Hayes? Do you think that he could fit? And I do think he could fit. It's just a matter of, are you willing to pay the guy what he possibly wants? So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind. But I've always been really high on Cameron Johnson. We're going to go over to Jae Crowder's contract. He's in the last year of his deal, but I still want to go show you guys how much he is actually making. Crowder's contract. So we'll go over this really quick because it's fairly short. So 2022-2023 this year, he's making $10 million at 32, but as you guys can see, unrestricted free agent this summer. So essentially, you're just really trading for Cameron Johnson and an expiring Jae Crowder. And in a trade like this, Jae Crowder most likely isn't going to play for the Pistons. He's most likely going to get bought out of his contract, or maybe the Pistons can try to flip him to a destination that he would want to play for. Like I said previously, you're most likely you're just trading for Cameron Johnson and that 2023 draft pick. Speaking of that 2023 draft pick, we're going to go see currently where it is projected. Right, Phoenix's draft pick is sitting at the 22nd overall pick in the first round. Now, the reason why it's that high is because they are on a 5-game losing streak, as you guys can see. Last 10 games, they're 4-6. They're not really playing good basketball right now, but I'm sure that'll change. Phoenix is still a very good team, in my personal opinion. They're 16-12, so they're still 4 games above 500. But I still think there's a lot of value getting a first-round draft pick for Bojan Bogdanovic. I do. Now, whether they want to put protections on it or not, then that kind of changes the conversation. But if it's an unprotected first-round pick, this is something that I would be extremely interested in. But I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on this trade package and if I would do it if I were the Detroit Pistons. So after going over Cameron Johnson's salary, Jae Crowder's salary, and where Phoenix currently sits in the 2023 NBA draft, I think this is such a positive trade for both sides. I think Phoenix gets a guy in Bojan Bogdanovic that can come in and contribute right away with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And Phoenix right now, it's championship or bust. They've been to the NBA Finals. They went to the playoffs last year. They got embarrassed by Luka Doncic, obviously. But I think it's a win for them. It's also a win for Detroit because you're getting a younger guy in Cameron Johnson. Now, I know he'll be 27 years old next year, but to me, I still think that's pretty young, and he's a guy that I think can fit in the Detroit Pistons starting lineup immediately. He's a guy that can shoot three-pointers and play some defense. Jae Crowder, I think, is kind of a negative in this trade because he probably isn't going to play for the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons would probably have to try to trade him or buy him out or eventually waive him. because he just wants to play for a championship caliber team. And if you can try to trade Jae Crowder to a contender and get some kind of draft compensation, maybe a salary filler in a type of trade for Jae Crowder, then yeah, you're flipping another asset, making a whole other separate trade to get Jae Crowder off your team. Sure. I think the 2023 first round draft pick is a positive for the Detroit Pistons because they currently do have their own first round draft pick, and adding an additional first round draft pick in a stacked draft class this year, to me, I think would just be a positive. But that's just my take on it. Those are my final thoughts. I want to know what you guys think, though. If a trade like this did become available, would you take a Cameron Johnson, a Jae Crowder, and a 2023 first-round pick in exchange for Bojan Bogdanovic? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys down there. Like always, hope you guys are staying safe. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.